Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sandy, I think I'm going to stop by Monday morning.
Perfect.
Depending on, what pops up from then till now.
Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you'll have the check by today. I don't know if that's going to happen, though.
Okay. I
don't care about that. That's not important.
We'll work it out.
I just want to get that stuff into your hands.
Yeah. Lillian, you made it. Can you hear us? Okay. No? You got to unmute yourself, maybe. Nobody else wants to be on camera today? Sandy's the brave one today?
It is what it is.
Yeah. We're not going to have Bruce and I think Elaine. I think had a home inspection today. iPad Air, that's got to be Doreen. I'll give them a few minutes today.
Lori, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Lillian. You figured it out. Awesome. Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
All right.
Good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shaquille. So nobody else is going to be brave and go on camera today, huh?
Everybody's dealing with COVID hair and COVID nails.
Please, if I could be on with this hair. I decided to try and grow out my bangs and they're annoying. So I have them clipped up today. If I can show my face, everybody else should be able to.
I gave up.
I really like the 6.7% unemployment rate. And I looked out, by the way, if you look under the hood of this thing, the biggest declines in unemployment were minority groups. As you know, 6.7%. CBO and others didn't expect it, same thing until well into 2021. So it's a good report. And I just make one other editorial before we get into it back and forth.
MNOC, how are you?
How are you?
Hanging in there.
Yeah. How is everybody? Everybody healthy or what?
So far, so good. Can't complain.
Yeah, good. Good.
Everybody good by you?
For the most part.
Yeah.
Jane ate Thanksgiving in her bedroom.
Why? Was she quarantined or sick?
Yeah, no, she went to brunch with her friend on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And the friend's older brother drove them to brunch.
Yeah.
And then he went and got tested and tested positive.
Oh, fantastic. But he didn't have any symptoms?
He said he wasn't feeling good. He had just gotten home from school, on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then he wasn't feeling good. So I don't know if he picked it up here or in South Carolina,
Wow.
But it just seems like a lot of that going around, kids coming home,
Yeah, well, that's why they postponed the break. A lot of them didn't let them come home for Thanksgiving.
Who didn't come home? I thought everybody was home for Thanksgiving.
No, some of the schools didn't let them come home for Thanksgiving. They were making it so that they have a longer in-between break, so they didn't go home for Thanksgiving, come back, and then bring everything back to the campus, and then go home again.
Really? Most of the schools I know, they were coming home for Thanksgiving and that was it for the semester and they were finishing up at home. Like my son still has
some of them did that, but some of them my friend's son is down in Florida, so they didn't come home for Thanksgiving, but they'll be home this week. And they're done for the semester, and then they don't go back till mid-January. So, and they don't get a spring break this year. They cut out the spring break.
It's like a whole nother thing. Yep.
Exactly. What about Gerard? Is he home or is he?
He's home. Yeah, he's home. So, but he's still working. Like he's been in his room.
Yeah, he's doing everything remote.
Yeah, he finished up a 10-page paper last night, but like Monday, so like it's, Lori, I'll tell you right now, it's like amazing to me because he's so
guys, hold on. I think the locksmith is locked out. Isn't that funny? Hold on.
The locksmith can't get in? Hi, Sandy.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Well, so far so good. Everybody is healthy, but we had a death in the family this week, so that was a bummer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My daughter's husband passed away, so that was rough.
From COVID?
No, he had been battling cancer for 3 years, and finally got him. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Not a week, but thank God everybody is healthy.
Yeah.
I have to get off for one. I have to get off for 1 minute.
I guess that helps a little bit, but I've definitely had my issues.
This is just the sign of the day I'm having today.
The locksmith can't get in?
The locksmith locked himself out. Yep, I'm in the basement because they're working, doing wires all over the place. The secretary who's filling in for the receptionist that is away texted me at 8 o'clock. She's like, I live in Port Jefferson. I didn't realize it was that far, and there's a lot of traffic, so I'm not going to come. I'm like, do you just realize now at 8 o'clock that Port Jefferson is an hour away from Franklin Square? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
On a good day.
That's right.
So yeah, that was the start of my morning today. So I'm going to try to get through all of this quick today because my laptop and Zoom don't get along very well and has a habit of freezing. So I have my iPad as a backup, but I want to get through all this just in case. So I'm going to get started. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is well. I'm going to ask you to mute yourselves. If you have any questions, then feel free to jump on. But for now,
Lori, you're showing up as Deborah Asher.
yes, yeah.
All right.
I use her account specifically because there's no time limit. My account is like the free account, so I only get like 30 minutes or 45 minutes before it cuts you off. So I use Deb Asher's account.
Okay.
For office meetings. So, all right. So you guys all got the agenda. I sent it last night. So our numbers, listings taken very light, as in 0 last week. So we need to change that. Let's get out there and do some prospecting. There's still listings to be had. So let's get out there. Written, we're a little light. We had 2. Sales, though, all that pent up demand that we had is finally starting to come about. So we had 5 closings already, and it's only the 4th. There's actually more waiting for, as seems to be the norm now, waiting for checks to come in. So closings happen, and the checks take a day or 2 to get here, because we're not allowed in the closing. So they're either mailed or they have to be picked up or whatnot. So I know of at least 2 checks that I'm waiting on. So we technically had 7 closings. I'm just waiting on them to come in. So our year-to-date sales, we're at 1.3. So it's, a little unrealistic that we're gonna make our goal unless all of a sudden, this plethora of closings happens, but we need to close almost 400,000 this month in order to make the goal of Gold Medallion. But on a positive note, we're only maybe 80,000 off of last year. So at this point with the pandemic and everything, I would be happy to close above last year, which I think we definitely could do. Oh, light finally kicked in. So, let's keep pushing that. How do we do that? There's really, not too much we can do on the other end, except for stay on top of your deals. Make sure that the buyers are giving what they need to the underwriter, stay in touch with, and Tim's gonna love me for saying this, hound your mortgage people, make sure, they're on top of who they need to be on top of. The attorneys are doing what they have to do. don't lose time because something's sitting in somebody's inbox, and I know there's always a big push at the end of the year. People, want whatever write-offs they get when they do the closings. So December's usually a pretty good month as far as that goes anyway, right? So as of right now, we still have a pretty good pipeline. So we're starting off, even if we don't close a lot, we have a pretty good pipeline for starting the new year off. So go ahead, Tim.
I just look real quick. I have 2.3 million of Franklin Square loans in my pipe that's going to close this year. I don't know what that turns out to on your. I just counted it up while you're talking.
Oh, okay, perfect. So thank you for that. Let's make sure they close, please.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Okay, so those are our numbers. Numbers are obviously very important, to know where we are so that we know where we want to be. Everybody should know our goal is always gold medallion. Although next year, Mike and Tom want it to be Centurion. Centurion is basically double what we do in a normal year. So I'd be happy to just 1 year make the gold medallion and then we'll worry about, Centurion. But if you guys want to do it, then go for it. I'm not going to stop you from making more money, obviously. All right. Okay, so dates to remember. This is a fun one. I scheduled a trivia night. So in lieu of a holiday party, we always do our office party. And, in the office, we do a little Secret Santa, which is always fun, and, just have food and drinks and hang out. So obviously that's not an option this year. So on December 18th, it's a Friday at 5 o'clock, we're going to do a virtual happy hour kind of thing, although you can drink water or milk, whatever you want, all right? But I scheduled a trivia night. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. So you'll get an invitation to it. There'll be a little bit of a competition, just, some fun. It's general trivia knowledge. He said he's going to mix it up, some holiday stuff, some regular pop news, sports, music, whatever. It's going to be a little bit of everything. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just, a little way for us to try to get together since we can't physically be together for the holidays. So I had mentioned that. So does that sound okay to you guys? You can unmute yourself and tell me your thoughts on that. Are you even listening? Are you guys out there?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay. I thought it sounded like fun. So we're doing it. All right. It should be about an hour and a half. And oh, by the way, if it wasn't enough just to do something nice for you, there'll be prizes for the top 3 winners, by the way, people, because there's like a scoreboard. It's a little competition. So there'll be prizes as well. So maybe that'll entice you to come. All right. So look for that invitation and just let me know if you're available. It's Friday, December 18th at 5 p.m. Good? Yes? No? Maybe? No. Okay. All right. It's hard to tell. I'm looking at a bunch of blank screens here with people.
Yes, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. Keep in mind, I can't see you. I can only see Sandy, Clara, Tim, and Bagish. So, all right. So now on to the real fun stuff. So anybody who does any business in the city of New York, that includes Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, all those boroughs, needs to do sexual harassment training. All right, this is a New York City mandate. And believe me, it's not one more thing that I want to have to worry about, but it is one more thing that you now have to do. All right, so I'm going to send out the link. It's a 45-minute video. If there is a test, you have to complete it and print out the certificate. There's a certificate at the end when you complete it. So you have to send me that certificate and I'll put it in your HR file, okay? This must be done by December 31st, okay? So I will send out the link. It has to be done and you need to send me the certificate. Now, I will warn you, this program, if you have to stop in the middle, it's gonna make you start it all over again. It doesn't allow you to save your place, whatever. I was doing it last night, I'm in my house and my kids kept coming in. I'm like, shut up, I don't wanna stop. And I'm like, go away for a few more minutes. I need to get this done. I didn't wanna lose it and have to start over because it's it's your typical video, trying to tell you to do the right thing. It's, some parts are a little tough to watch. It's very dry, very dry. So I'm warning you ahead of time. Be prepared. Have some coffee before you watch it, and but just do it. It's got to be done. Okay. So even if you never have done anything in Queens, you don't know. Maybe in 2 weeks, somebody comes to you and says, my friend in Rosedale wants to sell their house. Guess what? Now you're mandated to do this. Tom and Mike want everybody to do it, just in the off chance you may do something. You may get somebody who wants to rent something. And we're so close to the border, you can't say, I'm never going to do anything in Queens. So everybody in this office has to do it. I mean, I could see if you were in Syosset or Want or whatever, and you never came this way, but we're right on that border, and it's too easy. If somebody walks in tomorrow and says, you know, I want to sell my house in Springfield Gardens, and, you know, you're next up on the board and you didn't take this, you know, I might have to pass on it, because it has to be, in order to be eligible to work in Queens, you have to take this, and it's yearly. Okay. So, I guess we'll keep it at December, that we have to do it by December, but, you know, it has to be done. Now, if a lot of people are part-timers, you might have to take this for your other job. If you give me your certificate that you did it for your other job, that is fine. All right, that suffices. But if you, you didn't do it for your other job, this one might count for that job. Who knows? All right, but it has to be done. All right, so look for that email today. I will send you the link. Again, it's a 45-minute video. You need to print out or email me your certificate. All right. Okay, everybody got that fun new bill in the mail, in the email the other day from OneKey? $110. Yes, you do have to pay it, okay? And it works the same way as the dues that we paid in September, okay? If one person doesn't pay it, the whole company gets shut down. Now, in their infinite wisdom, they send it December 2nd and 3rd to be paid by December 31st. They really didn't give you much time. You know, happy holidays, right? Here's another $110 you didn't plan on spending. They had told us it was supposed to come out in January, but apparently it came out now. It is due by December 31st, so it has to be paid. This is going to be another case of, if it's not paid by a few days before, I'm going to have to release your license. Pain in the neck for me. I cannot stress that enough, that you need to pay this. Just pay it this week, please. Just get it done, get it out of the way. Believe me, I don't want to be the nagging mom. I have enough things to do. I don't want to be chasing you guys to pay your bill. You're independent contractors. It's $110. Please pay it. If you know now that there, for some reason you cannot pay it, please call me immediately. All right. If you know that something's going on, and we'll see if maybe we can work something out. I know this time of year is tough for everybody, dealing with the holidays, and it's been a rough year. So, but it has to be paid. This is not me. This is something, we used to pay it all together. Just so you know, when we paid our LIBOR bill last year before we merged with OneKey, it used to be included. So you only had one fee, but for some reason, OneKey separates their portion of it. So what we paid was LIBOR, NAR, NISAR, all of that stuff was what we paid in September. This is just the OneKey portion, okay? So it's $110, and that is due by December 31st. So you guys have some homework in today's meeting. 1, you have to do sexual harassment training. 2, you have to pay $110 to OneKey. Sorry, I know this is a real uplifting meeting, right? I'm throwing you a party though. Maybe that helps a little bit. All right. Some good news. Did everybody jump on the meeting on Tuesday with Tom and Mike's announcement, the Dave Ramsey program? Okay, so if you didn't watch it, Tom sent out the link for the YouTube video to watch the recording. In lieu of the big holiday party that they usually throw at the New Hyde Park, they wanted to do something for everybody. So they heard about this program. It's a financial wellness program kind of thing. And supposedly Dave Ramsey is this big financial, I don't even know what to call him, like guru. And a lot of people follow him on social media. He's got a radio show, I think. And he's written books, and it's all on building personal wealth. So I watched a couple of the videos, the Jumpstart videos. They're good, they're quick, they're between 3 and 5 minutes. And then there's other programs, and it's supposedly for people at all stages of life. So Like for me, you know, I have a son that's going to be starting college, so how to help with that and savings and all that other stuff. I don't know anyone that couldn't use a little bit of help somewhere. So this was their gift to you. You get a 1-year subscription. The subscription started December 1st. So I know I've gotten a few questions from agents. So if I don't log in till January 1st, is that when it starts? No, the subscription starts December 1st and it'll end November 30th. So if you want to continue it after November 30th of 2021, then it's going to be at your cost, but Tom and Mike paid for the first year. So there's no cost to you. If you guys sign up, there's a link. Tom sent an email out the other day. So if you sign up, make sure you sign up through the link they sent so they don't charge you, okay? And if anybody has any questions, come and see me. They're very excited about it. And I think it was nice that, you know, the brokers of such a large company gave everybody, you know, something of value, you know, that could help you. They heard about it through their PAC program that they, you know, the group that they belong to with top producing companies throughout, top producing Century 21s throughout the country. And another company had done this with their agents and got rave reviews. Supposedly in the first 90 days, they say you could have up to an $8,000 turnaround in savings or whatever. So, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change. So, but it's one of those things, it's an online program. Usually they have in-person classes you could go to, but right now everything's being done virtually like everything else. All right, anyone have any questions about that? Did you guys all get Tom's email with the link? Crickets, I hear crickets. Yes, no, maybe so. Does anyone even check their emails? And believe me, I know who checks their emails.
I'm going to have I've had a kind of a crazy week. I haven't done very much of anything this week, so I'll check on it.
Sandy, you're totally exempt from this whole conversation. I know what your situation is, so I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other 18 people on the call. What do you call? So if you play around with it and have any questions, I haven't done the whole program myself either, so I'll try to help you as best as possible. But from what I understand, it's videos and there's some apps you can download to go through the whole thing, all right? Another good piece of information that they shared is they're in negotiations with Century 21 because our contract is up with them. So in their negotiations, they were able to renegotiate our franchise fee. So starting April 1st, when you have a closing, you will only be paying 6% as opposed to 8%. So woohoo, you're saving 2% on every deal. There you go, right? So that's some good news, right? So positive information. All right. But that does not start until April 1st. So it would be, I have to check if it's anything that goes into contract as of April 1st, or if something was in contract and then closes after April 1st. I'm not sure where the line is drawn. I'll find out about that at my manager's meeting on Tuesday. But just know around April 1st, you will only pay 6%. Okay. I don't know if you guys all saw my email this morning with no front desk. So the phones are being forwarded to Merrick. So if you guys have listings and Josephine from Merrick calls you, that's why. Also, we are getting new keypads at the front and the back door. They're going to be those electronic where everybody's going to get a code. And there'll also be cameras that, at each door. So this receptionist can now buzz you in. You won't have to sit there knocking and waiting for somebody to hear you. She'll be able to see you on, or he'll be able to see you on the screen and buzz you in from the, the front or the back door. We will, with these keypads now, have access to enter the building from the front door as well. So say, the office is closed, usually you have to come around the back because there's no key to enter the front door from the outside. We should have access to that as soon as this is done. All right, so they're working here. That's kind of why I said if you had plans on coming to see the office, maybe you want to rethink it because they are very noisy and it's dusty. So I think he should be done today, but I'm not 100% sure. He might be here again tomorrow. All right. Next thing is Toys for Tots Drive. All right. I know I've said it. I have to start promoting it a little more on Facebook. So I would like it if I share something, you guys could share it. We could really use some toys. I saw oh my God, I can't even think today. I saw a thing on the news, we'll call it a thing, because like segment, thank you, that was the word I was looking for, a segment on the news about Toys for Tots. And apparently usually by Thanksgiving, they have 30,000 more toys than they have right now. And because of the pandemic, they are way behind on their goals of collecting gifts for children. So if you could find it to, you know, bring in one, you just have to bring in one new unwrapped gift. I'm going to get my son and we'll bring it over. The deadline is December 16th. That's a Wednesday. Because I have to get it to them, I believe, by that Friday. And they need to keep, none of the stuff goes into their warehouse. They have to, I guess, quarantine it to make sure the germs, you know, there's no germs on it. What?
I just said that's so crazy. I didn't realize I was off mute. Sorry. Will you take a donation?
Yeah, yeah, I think they take monetary donations. Yep. Huh. So, you know, obviously they're looking for toys, but they will take monetary donations as well. So if you guys could drop off a toy, that would be greatly appreciated. Last year we had 2 big boxes. I had actually, you know, I had to make, you know, fill up my whole car. So it was nice, but right now we're a little light. So let's get into the holiday spirit and bring in a gift, okay? All right, so the last thing that I have, Clara, are you talking? Because you're muted, if you're trying to talk. All right, last thing I have is, and now this I'm gonna need your input, all right? This is gonna be an interactive conversation. A couple of the agents had approached me about print advertising. So you guys all know Tom and Mike's theory on print advertising. They feel that's not where they want to spend their marketing dollars. They'd rather do it on internet, social media. So that's really where they've been spending all their money. The AdWorks that we do, all the internet advertising, social media blasts that they do, all right? But I had said I would look into it. So, you know, and I want to make, I don't think we're capitalizing on the Franklin Square market as much as we should be. There is no reason why we shouldn't be, you know, the top, you know, top company or even the second. And a lot of times we're maybe tied for third if we're lucky. And there's a lot of, you know, single brokers that are coming in and selling properties. And I, you know, it makes me mad. So I really want to concentrate on Franklin Square. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. This is where I want to concentrate our efforts in getting listings here and really, you know, dominating this market. So I looked into the print advertising with the Herald or Penny Saver or whatever, and it's honestly, for what you get, it's ridiculously expensive. It's absolutely astronomical. So what I decided instead, they have like this pull out that goes in the Penny Saver. I don't know anyone that gets those, like the coupon papers or whatever, those little papers, and there's like tons of pull outs or whatever. So for the price, actually cheaper than the price of what they want to charge to do that once a month, I looked at the Every Door Direct for Franklin Square. There's 18 routes, and Freedom has graciously agreed to once a month giving us enough postcards to mail out once a month to those 18 routes. All right. I reached out to Tim and he said we can have as many as we want. So I need participation. I would need you to agree to take a route, one of these mailing routes, and they usually are between 300 and 500 properties. So roughly, what would you say, Tim, about $60 to $75 a month maybe in postage? That's all you have to do, is bring these postcards to the mail. Tim will deliver the postcards to the office. We've had some agents that have taken advantage of this. They will be customized with your information on it. And once a month, I would like them to be consistent, because everybody knows with marketing, it's consistency. That is what it is. Anybody who knows Dennis Orengo, right? What do they say? Oh, he's everywhere. Why? Because he's consistent in his marketing. So we need to be consistent in our marketing. So I'm willing to work with Tim to get these postcards made. And we'll do it by raffle so that nobody feels slighted, like, oh, I want this route or this route or this route. I'll totally put the routes in a hat, I'll pull them out, and you get what you get, and you don't get upset like the kindergartners say, right? So if you're willing to do that, I'm willing to put the time and effort in to help you to get these things out. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yes.
Yes.
18. So, I mean, and of course, if you are willing to take more than one route, then that's fine. But it's gonna be done on a first come, first serve, and it needs to be done consistently. So if you try it for a month and you say, oh, you know, I don't have the money to do it next month, I'll have to give away your zone. So just know I need a commitment. I'd like to do this for at least 6 months to see how it goes, because you guys know it's gonna take a little while, right? So do you guys have any thoughts on that?
How much did you say it was a route? Approximately how much? I can't hear you.
$60 to $80 maybe. I don't think any of them, I don't know. Do you remember what the—
Did you look, Laura? I was just calculating at 23 cents, but I think it's lower than that. I have to check. I'm not sure. I haven't done it in a while, you know?
All right, you know what? Let me share my screen and I'll go on to the Every Door Direct and show you, and we'll just look as an example. All right, so let's go to USPS. Can you guys all see my screen?
Yep.
So Every Door Direct Mail. Let's go to all right, so I counted them up. I think this tells you, and this tells you how many there are. So this will tell you the cost. So this route has 464, and this is including businesses. So if you want to take the businesses out, that's fine. So the most expensive one that has 537 looks to be this one for $108. So, but they range from the lowest looks like $68 to $108. And that's only because that has the most, that's 537. And once you take out the businesses, it will go down a little bit. So it'll probably be under $100 maybe. Let's see what it says. If we do residential, will that change it? Oh, it goes to 102. All right, so just shoot me an email or a text or whatever and let me know if you're interested in that. I would need, you know, I would like full participation for all 18 routes, but I mean, I think if we do a bunch of them, it would really carry some weight. And I think, you know, it would definitely be effective. So what do you guys agree with that? Disagree? Yes, no, maybe so?
Yes.
I like it. I have to talk to Connie. I don't know if she's on this meeting or not.
No, she said she might have something to do today, so.
I have a question for Tim about the cards.
Hang on, let me just find you again. I was on the website for a second.
Okay. No, it's a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are the cards the same every month, right? It's just that free market analysis card.
No, the cards are whatever you guys did, or Lori decides she wants them to be, right?
Right, yeah, we can, you know, there is some benefit to them being consistent, but I think, you know, you could change the messaging up a little bit here and there. Like we could always, it seems like the ones that highlight our listings or just sold, those kinds of things, those seem to carry the most weight usually. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, we could have something like that and just change the information on it. But I mean, I'm open to suggestions. This isn't just for me. This is for you guys. So, you know, you have full input in what you want it to be. Absolutely. Okay.
You think you're going to get a round in for the holidays or no?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine.
This for January, yeah. A lot of them are already working on their holiday mailers. So let's get those out first, and then maybe we'll start working at the end of the month, maybe for January. We can maybe do a year in review kinds of thing with, all the properties that we sold and average prices in Franklin Square. They're up, inventory, I don't know, we'll figure something out. So, and any ideas are greatly appreciated because I definitely am not the marketing guru always. So
I have one more question.
Sure.
So the card, for however many you need, the card has the individual agents' names on them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The route would be branded to whoever is marketing to that route. So you guys would get the calls for those routes.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's only fair because you're paying the postage. So I just want people to start doing this. I need to start capitalizing on Franklin Square. It annoys me every time I see Savaretti gets a new listing. Savaretti gets a new listing. So, we are definitely better than Savaretti and offer more tools and have better agents than Savaretti. They're nice people, don't get me wrong, but I think we can do a much better job for them.
Can I say something? Can I say something? And I think Maria will agree with me because I see she's over here in the meeting. When we were at Elliman, they do that cover. And I put money in, a lot of money in, and I think Maria did too. And we didn't get anything out of that.
Mm-hmm.
From that primetime cover that they do all the time.
Right.
I didn't get any calls on that. I put hundreds and hundreds of dollars into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't give you anything. It's only good for name recognition for the company. That's all it is.
Right. Which, you need some name recognition for the company because, that's what makes our seller upward is calls that comes to the front desk. Because you guys are allowed to put your cell phone numbers on everything, that's why our seller upward doesn't move as much. Because now they see, a sign out there with your cell phone number. Everybody knows I'm just going to call the agent director. So you guys are getting the calls that used to come to the front desk. So, that's why I don't think, those things work. You want some name recognition because we do get calls still because we are Century 21. So some of that has to be done. And I think the company is doing a decent job in promoting the company as a whole. I have an idea for a social media ad that I want to run. It's just, you guys know, I get pulled in 10,000 directions and I can't always do things that, I have great ideas. I just can't get them into play sometimes. So hopefully, once this front desk thing situates, it frees up a lot more of my time to be able to do those things. All right, which that's one of my goals for 2020. All right, you guys have anything for me? So I'm gonna wait to hear from you guys. We'll work on something for the end of the month to get out for January. I'll be in touch with, Tim's office to get, these. Sound good? Yes, no, maybe so. Thank you, Bagish.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so Tim, you got anything? It's been a
Oh
while
man, I have some big news. Big news. They just raised the conforming loan limit from 510,000 to 548,000. It's a big deal in this market.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's just the underwriting guidelines are easier. The pricing is better when the loan conforms to the, within the conforming limit. So anytime, you have to go above that, there's additional guidelines and the pricing isn't as good. It's a little bit tougher. Mortgage insurance is more expensive. Everything's just harder. So they just pumped it up 7.5% from 510 to 548 on a single family, which is big. Not that long ago, does anybody remember 400? We were at 417,000 for years, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Lori and Sandy, you guys remember 360,000 for years also, right?
So too.
I don't know.
Lori,
I think I was still
Lori.
like a 4. I don't know.
So that's big news there. That's just going to continue to help. I think we all are in a spot where we want to try to carry this momentum into next year. Everybody's made their goals, I'm assuming. I have some bold goals for 2021. One of them is to leave my house.
Mine to go to a store.
Right, exactly, right. to eat with more than 4 people. But I really think if we can kind of keep pushing, because a lot of times in the past years, I know I'm guilty too. You get to this time of year and you're like, all right, I'm not really going to be able to close too many more deals for the year. Let me enjoy the holiday a little bit. There's a party at night. Usually that's not going to happen this year. So I'm just trying to carry this momentum into what's normally kind of the slow part of the new year. And if you can carry this activity into the new year, you know, that's how you have great years, is there's no slow parts, you know? So the first quarter is typically slow. I'm just hoping to push forward. I think, Lori, this campaign, you know, the print campaign, you know, the EDDMs, that's going to help with us rolling into the spring, you know, strong. As far as interest rates are concerned, I mean, I've gone back and forth with this a little bit, but I don't see really anything happening with interest rates right now. Right now, the Sony Mae Achieve the Dream is still at 2.625, you know? The regular agency, you know, Fannie conventional conforming rates drop below 3% again. You know, I'm not going to get into specifics, whether are we 2.5 or 2.6 or 2.7. I mean, everybody should be looking at anything under 3, you know, is a fire sale. You know, that's how everybody should be looking at it. Not, oh, did I get 2.7? Did I get 2.6? I got something less than 3%. That's a fire sale as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, another reason that we're going to continue, you know, to be able to do business going forward. You know, I'd much rather do business in an environment like this, you know, than, you know, an environment where most of our business is distressed real estate, you know, with higher interest rates, and, you know, and you're waiting, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks for a short sale approval. You know, we don't have that right now. We have good values. We have prices going higher, and we have low rates. You know, basically we're rolling into 2021 with the wind at our backs. So that's kind of, and if I can help anybody hit their goals, hit me up, let me know. Okay. Lori, where'd you go?
All right, I went to shut the door because they're drilling something and it was really loud.
Does anybody have any questions for me on that? 2.625, that's the Achieve the Dream rate for Sony Mae right now.
Perfect. That's ridiculous. I can't believe they're that low. I remember saying, oh my God, 4 was low.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling people 2.625, and I have people asking me, do you see it going into the 1s anytime soon? I'm just like, crazy.
It doesn't even make sense to loan money at that rate.
No, exactly.
And they don't remember when the rates were 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Sandy, that's when I tell them, are your parents around? Go bring your parents and get your parents on the phone. Yeah.
I bought my house in 2001 and I think we paid like close to 8%.
Yep.
2001. So
I remember when I bought my house, I was supposed to get 5.9 and I got 6 and I was pissed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that update. Do you guys have anything for me? I don't know of any open houses this weekend. So you guys have anything you want to go over? Any questions about anything?
I just want to say one more thing.
Okay.
Dagish, give me a call, please, after this call, after we're off here, okay? If you have a minute.
Okay. All right. Anybody? Bueller? No. All right. Well, that concludes this exciting meeting. Don't forget to do your homework, pay your bills, do your sexual harassment training, and send me your certificates, okay? And then I'll see you on the 18th. Let me know about that. All right?
Good seeing you guys.
Take care. Stay healthy, everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.